Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. Welcome to a endurance event here at Apex Online Racing. This is a social event, so it's not part of an official league, although there is the upcoming endurance event entering its third season, due to start on the 15th of February, and the sign-ups are now open for it. Shameless plug end. My name is King-Kodiak, and I will be your commentator throughout this evening's race. Okay, so it is a mixed car event. It is the GTEs and the LMP2s. Currently looking at WhatsApp, our server host, who is out on track. We have got Heidi that has gone out there in the Corvette, very closely following one of the Fords. We have got Dean Blazanchik in, is he the aforementioned Ford? Nope, he's got no Corvette stuck on his tail. Stereo Gang in the Aston Martin. We have got Henry Gordon in the Ferrari. Lovely mixture of GTEs coming out to play. Oh, that's a great camera angle, but unfortunately I have no idea who we're looking at. There we go. Oblitor in the Ford. Cornwald. I bet that's the Ford that had the Corvette in its tail. The familiar Corvette has backed off. And Darbu. Again, we don't know which car we're looking at. It's the blue Ford, so a little bit Ford heavy, but that's not too bad at all. We are here at the Daytona circuit. We are using the road course, so not just the oval. Now, I've had some trouble with my OBS of late. I apologise if the quality is a little different, but I will do my best to ensure that I can do the best with it that I can. So here is Heidi. He is coming up to... Now, I have not commentated on this circuit before. I have driven it very, very disastrously as part of my own wacky random challenge quite a long time ago. But this is turn one that Heidi is entering. So if we go with the onboard Ford Heidi, now coming through the chicanes at turn two. I'm using a map here that's numbering the corners. 180-degree right-hander, turn three. Oh, you can go quite wide there. Now a left-hand slight turn there. Doesn't sound like he's going to lift off at all. He does not. Actually, stick with that one. Round the 180-degree right-hander for turn 5. This track is so narrow. The infield is so narrow. One mistake is so easy to make. Into turn 6, which is a extending left-hander, so tight to begin with, and then runs out wide onto the banking. Heidi obviously getting his foot down. And then we will have a bus stop chicane, giving us 8, 9, 10 and 11. That's a label of the road cones. Now I wonder how long those road cones are going to last for. They certainly didn't last long when I did the Wacky Random Challenge. As I ended up getting so fed up with the car I was driving, I just ended up blasting through them. Then the long banked turn 12 to come and complete the lap. Let's see what Heidi in, I think is the Soul Corvette. I love the fact that it looks like the crowd were actually facing my camera, which was not the direction the car was coming in. So Heidi is the first to set a lap time, 1:42.838. Oblitor, the Ford. 140 with Cornwall right with him, so the two Fords very close together. Oh, Andrex has decided to ditch his beloved BMW, and he's out in the Aston. No problem with that, as he is coming around. I think he's just gone onto the banking actually, and indeed. Oh no, that's the second part of the banking. So of course they have that bus stop chicane that breaks up the banking section of the road course. So Andrex just coming across the line, and he is starting his lap. So he was a little bit later coming onto track. Oh, the noise of that V8 GTE Aston. Henry Gordon is in the pit and coming back out again in the Ferrari. It looks like he's had an argument with the wall. There is Stereo Gang in the second Aston. 150.317. So we are set for a... I'm going to keep doing that because I rest my hand on the mouse and right-clicking causes that menu to come up. 17 cars in this race. I think someone might have joined us after the start, so we might have someone stuck in the good old timing bug, and I've got a feeling it is Daewoo, who to have a great fun racing against in the Ginetta League. So it looks like Daewoo is stuck on the bottom of the timing screen. So I'm pretty sure we started with 16 drivers and that has gone up to 17. So 8 of our drivers are GTEs. The remaining 9 to be LMP2s, of course. Rex is just coming down to the bus stop chicane of 8, 9, 10, 11. No one is close to anybody else. Now, what we are likely to find with this particular race is 17 cars. Oh, crikey, is very tempting to run slightly too wide on the exit of that bus stop chicane, particularly if you clout that apex of turn 10, that second right-hander. That can push you wide. Now, as a forewarn, I am here on my own this evening. My wife is out, actually babysitting, so I may have to leave you with the action somewhere. And Andrex comes across the line, and no time on the board, interestingly. Is Andrex stuck on the timing bug? He can't be, because he's up there in 7th. So, but then again, everyone behind him is, of course, there with no time. I'd be surprised. But then again, the first time we saw him could have been his out lap, and he now may be on the time lap. I'm pretty sure he should have set a time by now, along with, of course, this man Daewoo, who is again coming through that turn 12. It's a beautiful looking car, but I'm not a fan of its engine note, the Ford, I'm afraid. Let us see if Daewoo is able to set a time. Well, he is able to set a time. It's just, unfortunately, the timing bug will mean he will stay on the bottom of the board. No, he comes into second. 1:44.138. So the only GTE not with a time is Andrex, as he comes through turn 6. That's where that overhead camera is. That'll be great if we get some close battling going on there. Now, Daytona is a fairly big track, and we have got 17 cars, too many. So I do anticipate we are going to have spells in this race that maybe are sort of fairly, quiet, for the want of a phrase. Ah, yes, we did see Andrex actually jump over the line there, didn't we, last time around? So he may have invalidated his lap. I'm still not convinced this race feed box works. But let us see if Andrex is able to. Now, if he did invalidate his lap there, oh no, that is actually in sector 2, so it may not have invalidated the upcoming lap. With just under 12 minutes to go, so the GTEs do not have long to set, and again, no time for Andrex. I'll keep an eye on that. Now, as is standard with Apex Online Racing and mixed class endurance leagues, the first 10 minutes are for the GTE class, and the last 10 minutes are for the LMP2s. So when the counter hits 10 minutes, the LMP2s will be unleashed, and they will then have their chance to set their qualifying laps. And we will see that bit of a lock up there coming into turn 5 for the Aston. So now comes to turn 6. We should get that lovely overhead cam shot. There it is. That's going to be great if we get someone making a lunge on the inside of that turn. Now, originally I wasn't going to be commentating this event, as my wife goes babysitting on a Wednesday evening at the time of recording, at the time of streaming. That is obviously today. So I tend not to book anything in for the particular day. However, with the OBS trouble I had yesterday, and my children being settled, I decided to basically use this as a testbed session. Mr. Heidi comes back into the pits. Just to see. Now, I did do some preliminary testing before this event, and there have been some server trouble leading up to now. So the start of this race has been delayed. As we can see, we are underway now, and 10 seconds before the LMP2s go, and we will see. Does Andrex set a time? He does not. So it could well be that Andrex is stuck in the timing bug, because that lap looked fairly straightforward. Now the LMP2s are let loose. Doc, who I have a lovely rivalry with in the Ginetta G40 League. He, I know, is streaming his viewpoint. So So if you wanted to watch from his perspective, then of course you're more than welcome to on his Twitch channel, which is, if I can recall, XVI_Levi, I believe. So the LMP2s are the Ligiers. I believe it is the Nissan engines that are the primary one. The Honda is the low growler, and the Nissan is one of the ones that screams. I'm not very good at telling the edges apart. So Doc is now underway. D Dassey, or Tata 44 as he's known in the forums. Now that is the Honda engine. It's the only one that growls like that, I believe. So on his outlap, Flakes. There he is, just coming around that turn 6 now onto the banking for the long turn 7. Mega. Welcome to you, not a name I'm familiar with. Always happy to see new names in our leagues. Here is Rigor, the league coordinator for the G40 leagues. Giving his tyres a bit of a workover. Ike Sky, welcome to you. A new name to this league. Again, I'm not familiar with, as the GTEs now leave the field. Oops! Ike getting a little bit caught out there by the VGA head. Domino. I have commentators on before. He's screaming down towards the line to start his flying lap, and there is WhatsApp in that black. Is that a Honda power? It's difficult to tell because there's other engine ones around, but I think that's a Honda powered Ligier. Well, there is a Honda one in because there's 2 cars ahead of WhatsApp at the moment. That's actually too. Nope, he's not in the. That's the one I'm looking for. Oh, gone too deep at turn 1. That was something I kept doing because you were stonking it round. That long turn 12, you're on the throttle for quite a very long time, and then suddenly you have to brake very, very hard coming into that turn 1, and then you throw the laps away straight away. That's Doc, the only. I think he's the only one with a pink flash in his livery. We've actually lost someone already. We are back down to 16 drivers, sadly. Whoever it is that does resolve their problem before. Oh, WhatsApp losing the tail of the car there. WhatsApp is sorry, if whoever it is that has left is able to resolve their problem, it's not one of the GTEs. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at recognising who's missing. It is one of the LMP2s. And I'm afraid I don't know who. Oh, that was a strange bounce there from WhatsApp's car. There's a lovely shadow glitch going on, as you can see, as WhatsApp now comes into. And hello there, Frozen Rebel. I recognise your name. You are a regular on Doc's channel. Very kind of you to come over and see what's what on this side. Appreciate your patronage. Should now start seeing LMP2 times coming in. Yep, there we go. Rigor is getting the top spot with 141, 182. It's Doc that we're missing there. Oh no, Doc is still on the server. He just went offline. Oh dear. Whoever it is that we previously lost has returned, as Ike Sky has jumped to the top of this of the session. Well, there is your man. There is your man, Frozen Rebel. Not with the time on the board as yet. We will keep an eye on it and see if he's able to get registered, or whether he too is stuck in the very irritating timing glitch that this game sadly continues to hold. There is now that I think is who just returned to us. Endless. That's not a name I'm familiar with. I'm familiar with the TX3 tag, but not with the name Endless. So welcome to you as well. You've got 5 minutes to get your outlap done and a time lap, well, to start your time lap, which is plenty enough here at Daytona. And that sounds like a Nissan powered Ligier. That's a Honda powered one that seems to be struggling somewhere, we can hear. Oh dear, Nicholas Domino not having a good time. He's currently in 7th, actually with a GTE ahead of him. Now, interesting that the current pole time of the LMP2 is the pole time of the GTE. Sounds like an odd statement to make, but the lead of the GTEs It's not as far apart as I thought it would be. Oh, wait. Okay, Rebel. I'm sure he would expect that sentiment, so I will pass that on when I next catch up with him. Mega jumping into second position with a 146.62, 5 thousandths of a second. Crikey, look at that! 3 drivers at the top within a tenth. Wow, goodness me. Now that I don't expect to see in endurance events. Ike Sky, a new runner to a new name here, is currently on the pole spot, but not taking his pole time for granted. 146.57 for Sky, 146.62 for Mega, just 5 thousandths in it, and then just 16 thousandths down to Nicholas Domino, who was caught behind Heidi in the GTE field, but has got a decent time. And I apologise for that shadow glitch. Absolutely nothing I can do about it. Rigor is out there. As we just see him. Oh, he already had actually left the shot. That orange Ligier. He's actually letting someone through. Impossible for me to tell who. D. Darcy. Coming to 149 now. He's having some difficulty. He seems getting into a bit of a rhythm. So we've got 3 names now. Endless, I think it was the one that rejoined the session, so he would definitely be stuck in the timing bug. So we won't know where he is until the qualifying session has finished, and unfortunately we won't know where he is throughout the entirety of the race. Alongside, it would seem, Doc, although let us just... he's not close to the end of the lap yet. And this man Andrex, so sadly 3 that are stuck in the timing bug. Where is Endless? He's coming around turn 7. Doc is coming through the bus stop, so let's watch him come through, and just to confirm whether he is stuck in the timing bug or not, because I thought WhatsApp has got himself a grid penalty already. That is speeding in the pit lane. He would have got that for. Time progression is on, as you can see. Doc now screaming down towards the line. Does he get a time on the board? Answer is no. Well, if he does, we don't know what it is, and he bounced off the wall slightly. That's not ideal. 2 minutes, or just over 2 minutes to go then, until we get this 2-hour endurance event underway. WhatsApp already earning himself, and he is in the pits. Nothing he can do about that penalty, although it is a rolling start. So he may well be allowed by Fraser. And D. Darcy does improve on his time, but is still in 12th, so he's still right in the midst of the GTE field. Oh, whoops! That's not the ideal way of taking turn 1. Oh no, sorry, that wouldn't be turn 1. That would have been someone's gone wrong at turn 6. No, it wasn't Doc. Wasn't Rigor. No, it wasn't you. It might have been our pole man, Ike Sky. I think I might just stick to saying Sky, as that is what he mentioned. So yes, that would have been Sky who was facing the wrong way at turn 6. Doc is just coming through the bus stop chicane. Around that long turn 12. Again, we'll keep an eye on him, see if he... Oh, Rigor! Yes, I've just seen that the race feed has actually informed me of something, that we have a new pole man, 139.360, smashing the top spot by 1.3 seconds. What a belter. Now, does Doc get off the bottom? He does not. So I think that's fair conclusion that Doc is stuck in the timing bug. Terrific. Oh, I see, Frozen. I see. Turn 17, my map only has turn 12 in it, but there are, I think, some sort of minor curves that don't have numbers in according to this map. Oh, so Doc going slightly wide then on the exit of turn 3. Only 3 cars on track, Doc being 1, D. Darcy being... Oh no, D. Darcy is going very slowly, so his day is done. Rigel then our pole man. Still on track, he'll be happy with that. D. Darcy is crawling. Doc, we don't know where he has qualified. Assuming, of course, that he has managed to set a lap. I'd be surprised if he hasn't. I confess I do have great fun in trying to keep up with Doc. He's a damn good driver. Oh dear, looks like D. Dassey has actually had an argument with something. That'll be why he's crawling along on the skirt on the inside of turn 12. That is Rigor that's just come flying past. Does Rigor increase his time? He's pulled off. So he's pulling into the pits of his own accord. Where is Doc, our only other man on field? Rigor is making a pit stop. Pit stop. Pit stop. Around he comes. Does Doc. Now we're assuming that Doc is stuck on the timing belt, so I'm not expecting his name to move, but he's going to cross the line anyway, and there he goes. Qualifying, we don't know where. Right, qualifying is done. So in the next 30 seconds, we will now switch to the rolling start. The game does not give us the option to do a standing start here at Daytona for obvious reasons. So what is going to happen is the cars are going to continue on their essentially manual rolling start. Oh right, BMW single turbo M3 racing. Oh, on Daytona. Oh yeah, but that's good fun. So there you go, there is your qualifying positions. Rigor leading the way in the LMP field with Sky, Mega, Domino, Flakes, WhatsApp, and somewhere in there was Doc, and I didn't get a chance to go through the field. Now, this is just the obligatory let everybody fiddle with their setup and get properly connected part. Of course, everybody is sat still while that goes on. Now, Dassey is in 9th. Doc is in 2nd. So, what a belter. There he is on the front row. Andrex, who was also caught in the timing break, actually started also on the front row for the GTEs. He's in 2nd as well. There he is in the Aston, behind the leading Corvette of Dahidi. I'm sure Doc would be quite happy to know that you want him cheated. You want him disqualified there, Frozen. So this 2-minute phase will pass. As any last-minute changes people want to make, now is the time to do it. And decide on pit strategy and what have you. Also, anyone that has had a connection problem, unfortunately, it is going to be highlighted here. But another 45 seconds, and this race will get underway. This camera just wanders around. That's why I tend to go down to there. So that's what it looks like from the back of the field. Henry Gordon's car bouncing around there. Well, someone's nervous. Even the car is bouncing. Yeah, 10 out of 10 cameraman. Yeah, absolutely. Right, so 2 hours then for these guys to set as many laps as they can. Grunwald, Dabu, Grusanchik, Oblator, Andrex and Dahidi are your GTEs. And there we go. The rolling start now gets underway. 2 hours does begin from the beginning of the rolling start. Of course, some time is lost. Oh, we already have some penalties. 2 5-second penalties, one for Dawu and one for Oblisor, which in an endurance, 2-hour endurance race ain't gonna make a great deal of difference, let's be honest. Oh, now, have we got some damage already? Who is that? It's Oblisor and Dawu that are coming through the field. I assume then that they've had a trouble on the start. Which is of course possible. I mean, it looked okay from my side, but they may have been bugged. And I've seen it before where two cars try and occupy the same pit start box rather. So it is possible that Oblisor and Dabu are going to do a lap and come into the pits to have that damage repaired. So Rigor then will continue to lead the LMP field. Oh, let's get the map back on. There we go. As you can see, you have got some blue dots on the map. Those are the people that are stuck in the timing bug. And as you can see there at the bottom of the field, that is Doc, Endless, and Andrex. So it's going to be quite hard to keep up with them. We will do our best. Endless is the one in the green. LMP. Green Ligier. Dark is the one in the pink. I mean, fortunately for me, everyone seems to have picked unique liveries, which is does make tracking them much easier. Having to remember who's in what. There you go. Ironically, happens to be two Fords that have had trouble. Their cars look okay to me, but one would assume then that they are coming into the pits for repairs. Now, what I am not 100% certain of at this point is whether the formation lap will be run again. And here comes Oblator. Slow down. Don't get yourself another penalty. And Darby also comes in, and what a surprise, the race feed box is not working. That was quick. That was certainly quick for Darby, and equally quick for Oblator. So Darby is of course going to allow Oblator to regain position. Now, it does look like, as I would have expected the field to have formed up by now, although interestingly, the GTEs have formed up. Huh. The LMPs haven't started their race with a look at that. Yet the GTEs are in formation. So I would expect the GTEs to basically break rank and do another formation lap. That's what I was thinking would happen. Which is exactly what the LMPs are doing. And there's Oblator and Daru waiting for the GTE field that has formed. We could be here a while. It could be 2 hours of waiting for the GTE field to sort themselves out. No, of course they will figure it out. They're pretty much going to have to stop. Daru has stopped. And his car is shaking away quite merrily. The LMP field's going to have to stop at some point. Aha! Now, looks like the GT field has now decided to get a bit of a move on. The yellow flag is out because Daru has stopped. Now, it will be interesting to see. Under normal regulation, Daru and Oblator will have to form at the back of the GTE field, but they may be allowed to reclaim their original positions because they're still on the formation lap. Daru is now away, although that appears to be the back of the field. And there's Oblator. So it looks like he's formed up behind Daru. So they are at the back of the GT field anyway. And there is the LMP field have now reformed. They've got oh, I'm looking at the wrong pack. So now, as the LMP field are getting ready to get their race underway, Doc ready to go when Rigor floors it. As any moment from now, Rigor signals the beginning of the race by stamping on the gas and getting underway. And there he goes. The 2 hours of Daytona is now underway. They are, however, going to catch the GTE field pretty damn quickly. Unless the GTE field decide to get on with it. This could get a little bit ugly very quickly, but oh, we've just seen that Endless getting a little bit wide on the exit of turn 1. Oh, he's in trouble. He's off. Endless is going to fall through the field. Where's Doc? There he is. He's given Rigor a damn good run for his money. The two Ligiers side by side. Two Ligiers, of course, they are all the LPs. Oh, and what an outside move for Doc for the lead. Can he hang on to it though as they come through turn 5? He does indeed. Doc takes the lead of the race. I am, however, a little concerned of where the GTEs are. There, because they are at formation speed. It's going to be interesting as to whether the LMPs actually catch them or not. Jump up to the top of the LMPs again. There is Rigor. He's listed in the lead on the overlay, but of course we know Doc is actually leading the race. There is Sky in third, with Domino pretty close behind. And then you've got Endless, who is listed in last, but of course he's in what must be 5th position? 4th position. There's Flakes. Next one in line now. I'm just going to jump to the GTEs because they are about to get underway, but they got the LMP field bearing down on them. Oh, this is going to get real ugly real quickly. Because there it is, and now we have a problem. Now we have an interesting problem where the LMP fields essentially have to reform because the GTE field has not gone away again. Doc will be pretty livid at that because he was beginning to stretch his legs at the front of the field. Now the GTEs have got underway. Heidi in the Corvette is going to have to try and fend off what's actually Oblator. It is indeed. Oblator is now 2nd in class. That is, I say that, he's actually side by side with Andres in the Aston. Can Andres do anything about it? No. Oh, jump on the inside of the Ford. Can he hang on to that through turn 3? Oh, just about noses ahead of the Ford. Let's jump back up to Rigel then. Actually, it's probably better to jump to Doc. He's keeping a sensible distance behind the GTEs at the moment, and Rigel's not pushing him. That will actually condense the LMP field. I mean, Doc has every right to squeeze past. And there he goes. So now the racing is properly underway after that initial confusion. And you'll see Doc jump through as he's come past Stereo Gang in the green Aston. Let's get back up to where we were in the GTE field. So Andrex has actually hung on to 2nd position in the GTE field. Otherwise, hung on to, he's reclaimed it. So he's now chasing down the Corvette of De Heidi. Oblator 3rd. There is Brzezinski 4th in the lead. Ford, oh goodness me, that's Cornwald getting a little bit too greedy. Coming through 8 and 9, the first part of the bus stop. And there's Doc coming through. Henry Gordon, I think, of the sole Ferrari in this race. He's had he looks quite slow, but could just may have been trying to alleviate a penalty there. Stereo Gang, we saw in the green Aston. Dabu, who's actually behind him in the Ford. And Andrex, we know, is further up. Is Dabu going to try for a move on Stereo Gang at this point? They now come through to cross the line. Just got the Ford's got the space, it looks like. Oh, that gets very, very close between the Aston and the Ford. And Stereo Gang backs out of that one. Oh, again, very, very close. The track is so narrow on that infield section. Let's jump back up to Doc. Leading of the race, he's got 3 ahead of him. That's 1st, 2nd and 3rd in the GTEs. That is that's De Heidi, Andrex and Oblator. Shouldn't have too much trouble getting past him in that lead here, but not too far behind. You can see in that shot is Rigel, and then you have got Domino in 3rd. It is Doc may well have a lead. Unfortunately, we're not 100% sure what that lead is because of the timing, but as he squeezes on past Dawu, I think. Oh no, bigger button. There's Oblator. Comes into the bus stops again. Now it is not up to the GTEs to get out of the way of the LMPs. It is the LMP's job to make sure they make the pass nice and clean. Domino has got the exclamation mark, not really that close to anybody at the moment. Sky in 5th position has got WhatsApp right ahead of him. It looks nice and smooth from the outside, but as you can see from this shot, it's the banking is actually surprisingly bumpy. As a slipstream move for Sky, catapults him up into 4th position. You can see the 2 Fords ahead of Daru and I've forgotten. No, that's Brzezinski and Cornwall, I beg your pardon. There's actually quite a few Fords in this one. As I said before, I have to get used to who's in which one. We have Endless in the pit already in the LMP class. Actually looked like he's extended his pit box there, but you can't. Oh dear, not a good start for him. Let's see where Rigor is. There's Doc. You can see that's Andrex directly ahead of Rigor. And Doc now sizing up a move on the Corvette, which is the GTE leader of Heidi. And Heidi goes high on the banking, allowing Doc to slip through on the inside. Lovely bouncing move there. Good old game. So Doc leading the way. I wonder whether he expected to be leading. Not too far behind is Rigor, you can see there, just behind the Corvette. About a second to a second and a half between the two. Long way to go. Only 10 minutes gone. It's all about consistency. There's Rigor. Oops! A little bit close to the Corvette. But he's getting as much slipstream as he can. Momentum is absolutely vital around the banking. You can actually hear that screaming Nissan in the Ligier just coming off the banking into that turn one. Let's have a run down the field then. There is Domino. He's also got past Andrex and finds himself right. Oh, Cornwald is had the mark on him. The mark. Those two Fords are Stas, Brezanchik and Cornwall. They've swapped positions. And Cornwall now finds himself in, it'll be 12th, I think. And Endless is back underway, but he'll of course be at the back of the field. Cornwall again getting that exclamation mark, indicating he is in range of somebody else. He's about a second behind Brezanchik. Not really in a attacking position. That's Sky, yes it is. 5th place Sky just coming through. Oh, that's very deep into that turn. That's turn 6. Actually both Fords went a little bit too deep there. It looked like Sky had to get out of it a little bit as the Ford went very high. It's an easy way of allowing somebody through, just to get high on the banking and then allow the person to come through. Dassi not having a good lap last time around with that 2:11, and finds himself currently in what will be 8th position. Actually depends on where Enders is. Enders is right behind him. Cornwall again, still with that mark on his name, and I've right-clicked again. And Cornwall is not too close. You can see from that camera. Oh, that is Brezanchik. And Sky, I think, did we say that was? Yes, it was. Brezanchik and Sky getting very, very close together. 9 and 12 are red because they have penalties. If we have a look at the timings, they both have 5-second penalties. They ended up starting the race with them. So anyone with a red number next to their name has themselves a time penalty of some description. Back up to the front. Doc does not have the luxury of a lead, or much of a lead, to himself then. Half a second at best between himself and Rigor. There's Domino that is about 2 seconds just over behind Rigor. So the top of the LMP fields is still pretty hotly contested. Let's have a look at the GTE field. There is Heidi, who's got a pretty comfortable lead over was Andrex. I think it is still Andrex. Can't actually see where the Corvette is behind the timing board. That's a pretty healthy lead. 5-6 seconds or so, I would have thought. Yeah, that's about 5 seconds, give or take. Now, Andrex is known for using the BMW M6. I'm a little surprised to find him in the Aston, but well, these races are. They serve as test bed sessions as well for the upcoming Endurance League, which, like I mentioned before, is due to start in mid-February. Sign-ups for that are already open. He's one of the Fords directly behind Andrex. Is that Oblator? It is indeed. So Oblator keeping the pressure on Andrex at the moment. He may not be looking to capitalise on that right now. So we're very early in this race. Now Sky pretty close to someone. Goodness me, that's what's up ahead. He's going to try an outside move coming into turn 1. And he's got it done. He was actually done long before he came to commit to the corner. So very clean move there by Sky to come back up to 4th position. I thought for a second he'd gone the wrong way, but I looked away and then looked back, and that's that piece of track that's probably going to catch me out again, that's coned off. Hello, Hojak. Am I going to be commentating every race? Oh, in the Endurance League? I hope to be. It is something I have been has been requested of me. It's an interesting challenge to commentate on the endurance events. Just behind these two, that's Flakes. That's not far behind. So Flakes could be getting interested in that particular battle. I hope to be. There was talk of alternating the Thursday events, because it is a Thursday that this league is scheduled to be run on. So I've got 15th of February in my mind. I'm pretty certain that's when the league is due to start. But if you are at all interested, head on over to... No, Andres hasn't retired. He's stuck in the timing bug, Hojak. He's actually second in class. That is Oblator directly behind. Deheidi leads in the Corvette, or leads the GTEs. Just like Doc, as he... Oh, no! Oh, just as I cut to Doc, he bounces off of Rigor. Oh, Doc is in trouble. Oh dear, he's going to lose that position to... Is he going to lose that position to Domino as well? Domino's going to have the inside, yep. Oh dear, what a time to jump back to Doc just as he bounces off of Rigor. They were getting close. And now they find themselves really locking horns. Doc now having to defend from Domino. And... You do love to give Doc a hard time, don't you, Rebel? But then, from what I gather, you are a regular on his side, so I'm quite glad to have you over here. So I can fully understand giving him a hard time if you so choose to. There is Domino, very, very close. Look at that, the top three of the LMP class, very, very close together. Cornwall is still pretty close to Grzanchik. Those two have been in a battle of their own. That will be for, I think it'll be 12th or 13th. No, 13th it must be, because Andrex is ahead of them as well. Endless is in the pit again. Oh dear, oh dear. It goes from bad to worse for TX3 Endless. Back up to this battle then. It looks like Domino hasn't been able to hang on to the back of Doc, as he goes bouncing around. That is at turn 12. So he is going to have to chase down Rugger. Look at that. Oh, he's behind Domino. So, yeah, Doc is actually down in third and losing time by the look of it. So that impact with Rugger may well have got him some damage, and that's not what you want so early on in the race. As that is... Who's that they've just gone past? It is D. Dassey, who is the tail end of the LMPs at the moment. You can see the lap time from Rigor. That's how much time he lost with that altercation with Doc. Of course, can't see what Doc's lap time is. Rigor leading the way now. Domino is keeping all the pressure on him now. Slightly awkward situations in these endurance events where you find yourself in a racing position, i.e. this close to someone trying to attack them. Do you spend time trying to attack them, or do you sit back and allow them to essentially tow you along for a considerable period of time? As I've never taken part in an endurance event, I find the 30-minute races of the Genetta League hard enough. So that's a great camera shot that you can see the distance is Doc behind, but if Domino is going to be held up by Rigor, Rigor's got himself a penalty as well. He's got himself a 30-second penalty. Now, that will almost certainly be ignored, as that would be where he's bounced off of Doc, and the game has given him a slowdown penalty, which he has simply ignored because of that impact with Doc, as Domino gets a slipstream move on the inside of Rigor and takes the lead of the race. There you are. The best and last lap times of... Well, I can't display everybody in the same window. That is the top 10. It displays the top of both fields with the exception of those stuck in the timing bug, which is Andrex, Endless and Doc. Ooh, just as we come back to that, it does look like Rigor is still trying to keep Domino in check, and Darcy is sliding sideways in his pit box. That's rather interesting. And we have lost Endless. Oh no, we haven't. No, Endless is still there. I went to click on him and he moved. So we have actually lost somebody from the race. Yes, Heidi is indeed. He's leading the way, and leading the way quite comfortably in the GTE field. Andrex is in second, but only has a small gap, half a second or so there. That's not Oblator behind. There's 11 seconds separating Oblator and Heidi, and probably 2.5 separating Andrex and Oblator. So Heidi having a great time and the lead of the GTE field. Domino still leads the way, but Doc is right there again. So he has been able to close back in on these two. Now we're not going to be able to see whether there's damage on this car as we now head into the night. It doesn't look like there's any obvious damage, but any suspension damage we of course won't see from the outside. Doesn't look like he's able to close in. I don't look like he's losing any particular time on those ahead. And again, looking at Dom and Rigor's laps, they're 8/10 apart there or thereabouts. As they get, is that Daewoo that he's riding there? No, it's not Daewoo. Cornwall? No. I'm trying to figure out which of the GTEs they are catching up to, and I've completely forgotten which four that is. Oh, that's Rigor that's gone very wide. Now that's Stereo Gang. He's the only green Aston out there. Got a little bit boxed in there, unless he couldn't get the power down as early as he would have liked. Now come around turn 5. Doc is really trying to get back past Rigor. There's that Ferrari in the background. Oh, looks like Rigor ran a little bit too deep. WhatsApp has come in. That's the black. Not that you can see it particularly well in the dark, but there's a black LMP's come in. I would have thought a little early. As we are approaching the quarter distance mark. Doc, I reckon he's going to size up for a move pretty soon. Apologies for the jumping around of the cameras. Oh, Doc went a little bit deep there on the entrance of turn 9. Carried a little bit too much pace into 8, which offset him for 9, and it just upsets your rhythm through that chicane section. But Domino had a terrible run through there. He's lost the lead. Actually, he's got himself a slowdown penalty, and Doc's going to get the slipstream move on Rigor. Actually, it looked like he topped out there. He may well have actually hit his rev limiter there, because he did seem to... Again, he seems to have a thing of bouncing off of the outside wall. I doubt that's really doing him any real damage. Indeed, Dusty is still in the pits, it looks like. Oh no, out he comes. So he was in there quite a while. Doc then challenging Rigor back for the lead of the race. Oh, crikey. That's... is that... Domino? No, that's not Domino that's having a problem. Oh, that's WhatsApp. Of course, he's been in the pits. That's why he's finding himself with the leaders coming through. He likes walls. He has a thing for them. Sure, Doc would have a few things to say about that. You see how early Rigor took the apex from that lovely overhead shot. I'm totally certain that with that one, that's more of a driver's eye view. I would normally use the cockpit view. That is actually what Doc can see. I personally prefer that one. Come into the bus stop again. Now you can see there that Rigor has got a little bit more top end than Doc. Oh, Doc did not have a good run through that bus stop. He's going to lose a lot of pace, and that could be down to damage, as we are seeing a few more penalties come onto the board. Now, Rigor we know has got that 30 seconds, which is almost certainly going to be ignored. Flakes has 5 seconds, WhatsApp 3, and Oblator and Daewoo started the race with their 5-second penalties apiece. Yeah, Doc likes the roof cam, I think. Oh, I keep doing that, apologies. Now, Rigor seems to have the top end advantage, but it could also be a setup difference where Doc has got more downforce on his car. It would be an interesting choice though, because it's very, very hard to pass on that infield section. It's so narrow. It's certainly possible though. It's certainly paying off for him at the moment. He's able to keep up with Rigor. He has got a bit of damage on that car. We don't really know. There's no obvious signs of it from the outside. Domino really has fallen off the back of this particular battle. He finds himself 4 seconds down from Rigor, and with only half a second at best separating the top two. That shows you the gap between first and third. And this is where Doc doesn't seem to have much of an advantage. So using a slipstream is going to be of very limited benefit to Doc, if my assumption is correct. That he's topping out pretty quickly. Again, saying that, you would if he is running higher downforce, I would expect him to be quicker. Oh, Rigor's got himself a slowdown penalty. He's gone to the top. And that has allowed Doc to come back through. That's how easy it is. If you cut just too much off of that exiting corner, turn 11, then you will have to slow down to avoid another penalty, though. Although Rigor's having to go straight back again, side by side as they come over the line. Doc is going to have the inside coming into turn 1. A bit of a touch of the grass there. Didn't seem to do him any harm. But Rigor is not going to let him go at all. Sky, goodness me, Sky lost 11 seconds actually off the back of Dom. Oh, Doc's too deep. Doc's too deep into turn 3. I think he's struggling with damage. He just looked like he could not slow that car down. But Rigor didn't go through on him, interestingly. Through 4, now heading into 5. So, coming back to the dilemma I was mentioning earlier, you as the attacking driver have a dilemma. Do you push to try and get past someone? And equally, how hard do you defend against someone if you are the defending driver? Oh, as Doc's gone wide, he runs the risk of getting a penalty for that. Doesn't seem to have backed off any at the moment. Doc is indeed P1. It does look like, though, Rigor's going to run on him. Rigor having the inside line. He jumped to Rigor's car. He has indeed reclaimed the lead. With the damage the Doc seems to have on that car, just slowing him down that little bit. It's exactly what he faced actually in this week's Ginetta race, or the second one. We had damage early on that cost him some top end speed. He's facing that all over again, unfortunately. So whilst Rigor and Doc have their particular battle at the front, let's have a quick rundown on where everybody is. Did you think every race there was Doc had damage on his car? Doc having a look on the inside of Rigor again. I'm sure he shares the same love-hate relationship with you, Rebel. Oh, again, no! Rigor's pushed it too much. He's caught a bit of track there. That's helping gain a bit of traction. There is Domino, who's closed right in on Rigor now. Doc, that's exactly the prayer that Doc wanted answered. He's just gone too deep into turn 3. And unfortunately he's just run onto the grass, cost him a good couple of seconds, I'd say. So now the top 3 almost equidistant apart. Domino a little bit further back from Rigor than Rigor is to Doc. Let's have a look through our field then and see where everybody is. Oh, was Rigor slowed down? Yep, Rigor slowed down. You only do that if you have a slowdown penalty. Just as I was about to come away, Rigor has had to slow down, allow Domino through. He hasn't had to let Domino through, but slowing down has had that effect. So, Doc leads the race with Domino now second in the red Ligier, Rigor third. And the yellow, Sky, is there in 4th position, just coming through onto turn 7. Flakes in 5th. He has just gone through turn 3 and heading up to turn 4 with quite a few GTEs ahead. What's that? We saw him pit very early on in that black Ligier, and he is coming to complete the lap. And we're not sure where he is, if I can get him. Endless, there he is. He is at the back of the LMP field. He's had quite a few pit stops already. That is to Heidi and the Corvette coming up behind him. who leads our GTE field. There he is. The one and only Corvette in this race. I love the yellow tint you get on the Corvette's lights. Now, last time we left him, Andrex in the light blue Aston Martin. He's actually going up to lap the only other Aston in the field. That is Stereo Gang. Oh, Didassi finds himself in close proximity to someone. That is Henry Gordon in the Sol Ferrari. So Didassi not getting to grips too much with the lead yet, and I can fully sympathise because having driven that car in my wacky random challenge a couple of times, I can't get on with it either. I drove it around Suzuka and spun at nearly every single corner. So I can fully understand that. So Endless is, I think, officially at the back of the LMP2 field. Oblator is in third position in the GTE field. Of course, he's listed in second because Andrex is stuck on the timing bug as well. Andrex is the only GTE driver to be so. Brzezinski in the Ford. Had Cornwald right with him for a number of laps. Cornwald has a few LMPs ahead of him. And there you see the Ferrari of Henry Gordon. It's just gone past. So to put a lap on him. Darbu in the next Ford. Oh, he's also overcooked it at that turn 3. There is Stereo Gang, as previously mentioned, in the green Aston. Who's he got coming up behind him? That is Darbu? Nope. Oops! That's not how you enter into the bus stop. Henry Gordon. Didassi is down there in what will be 14th position. Oh, okay. But that's absolutely cool. I wasn't doubting what you meant about the turn 17. Just the particular map I'm using here only has 12 listed on it. So either the format of the race you saw is different to this one, or and what I actually more suspect is that the turn 17 you're referring to is probably the same layout. It's just there's more corner numbers on your map than this one. There is Henry Gordon in the Ferrari, who brings up the rear of the GTE field, continuing on his merry way. Let us check in then with Doc. Now you can see he's coming through turn 12. That's the westernmost banking, as looking at the map there. So there is Domino. Rigor is just under 2 seconds behind. Am I streaming on Friday, Hojek? I aim to be. The intention is to stream that particular race. However, it does start earlier than this one, so I may not be able to cover the qualifying. As I'm a family man, for those new to the stream, I have 2 young children, and their needs, of course, will always overtake that of any commentary. So what has been discussed is that I will join the session so that I'm in it at the beginning of qualifying, but I probably won't stream qualifying. I will catch the beginning of the race. Back up to here then. Michael does look like he's trying to close in, and again he's had to slow down. That's interesting. The line, we kind of cut to him a little bit late, but it didn't look like his line was that bad. But again, he's been caught out with that slowdown penalty. Now looking for Domino. Where is Doc? I'm just trying to decide whether that's actually the car directly ahead of him. It is. So looking from Domino's perspective, 3.5, 4 seconds probably between himself and Doc, and that's Didassi that has got a proxy. That's actually on Stereo Gang ahead. So it looks like Didassi will be. It is indeed. That you see, I believe, is Sky. Oh, no, it's not Sky behind. Flakes. Yep, that is Flakes in 5th position. Coming up behind Didassi. Alright, hey, Jack, take it easy, my friend. And Flakes comes through to make a pass on Didassi. Now, because they are the same class and Flakes is a lap ahead of Didassi, he does have to obey the blue flag there. Oops! Oh no! No, that's not how you do it. He's overcooked it into turn 6, slammed into the wall, and he's had to restart his engine. There's a piece of car left behind by Flakes, and Heidi has come in the lead Corvette. Not had to look at him a great deal. Where is Andrex? Does he pit at this stage? He does not. The Aston continues upon his merry way. Oh, a very quick stop from the Corvette. Andrex then takes the lead of the GTE field. That sounds like... Is that Oblator coming through? It is indeed, so Oblator hasn't pitted either. As he comes into that turn 1, he is, I'd say, about 7 or 8, not a little bit more, seconds down from Andrex at the moment. Mr. Heidi has had the pace to keep that lead to himself. He's got Brzancic right with him. Is Brzancic going to nail the Corvette before he comes out of the pits? It's going to be close. Nope. De Heidi comes out just ahead of Brzancic. And we saw Flakes actually with a proxy arrow. He's on the... he's like, you can see that big old chunk of rear wing. Well, the entire rear wing is missing on that Ligier, so he's intentionally stayed off the banking. I would have thought the banking would have actually helped him. He's crawled his way back to the pits. I'm sure he won't be particularly happy about that. Now, it is possible to raise stewards' inquiries on the social events. Social events simply means they're one-off events, not part of a league. They are still bound by AOR's driving standards, so if you have a particular grievance with a driver, you can take it to the stewards, but penalties are not always, not really applicable post-race. But it can mean consideration given to a particular driver for or against them for future events. You can actually see that the rear wings pop back into place, but of course that damage, time-wise, is going to take a while to repair. Doc then continues to lead the way in the LMP field with Domino still second. It's difficult to know whether he's actually gained any other... Oh! That's a Ford that's facing the wrong way. And Stereo Gang. That's Stereo Gang in the green Aston. I think he's waiting for what I assume then is... it's not Henry Gordon. Who was it? It was Cornwald that was facing the wrong way. Oh dear, oh dear. There's Didassi. He's there he goes. That's actually for position, I think. No, he's putting a lap. Oh, Brzancic's in his Ford. Flakes, of course, is going to be there a while still. So his schedule picks up then for the Ford. No tyres going on that particular car. He'll be getting back underway pretty soon. Let's check in with De Heidi. How's he doing with his class? Oblator has just come through turn 6. Andrex is coming through 7. We'll keep an eye on them to see if he comes in. Where is our LMP leader? There he is. He is coming up to turn 5. Who is that behind? Is that Domino directly behind him? It is. Brzancic is still in the pits. And we've lost him. Oh. No, I didn't expect. We are down to 15. There is Brzancic that has gone. Now this race did start later than anticipated by quite a while, unfortunately, due to some technical errors and hiccups at the beginning of the race. So for some people that would put the race very, very late. Of course, this being a school night, that could be a problem for some. That's the gap between the two at the top. Oh, I estimate that to be about 2.5 to 3 seconds between the two. So I would think, that's assuming my estimates have been anywhere near right, that Domino has been closing in on Doc. And as you can see where the split there, the Domino is on the move. Rigor is about 5.5 down, from this. Of course, I'm in the braking zone, so it may well be a little bit more than that. Down from Domino at the moment. What's that? We haven't really looked at him for a while. As that is... Let me see which Ford that was. Getting out of what's out of the way. That's Didassi jumping out of the way as he is obliged to do, and he's spun it in the process. Oops! And he has clouted the Ford. It wasn't Darbu, it was Cornwald. Cornwald's been having a bit of a rough time of it. We saw him facing the wrong way at the bus stop chicane. I'm sure he had a few words to say about that as well. And when he goes in with some added damage and reshaping to that Ford. Flakes we saw in the pits getting that car repaired. He is back underway in what I think is 11th position. Oh no, probably 10th position actually, because Andrex is probably not ahead of him at track position wise. Andrex has not... keep doing that. Andrex has not pitted yet. Well, we assume he hasn't. No, indeed he hasn't, because Oblator is still behind him. So where you can see, if I switch back to Andrex there, you can see Andrex coming through turn 3. The two dots behind him are Oblator and De Heidi. So they are positions 2 and 3 in the GTE field on track. Of course, De Heidi having a big old advantage in having pitted. And you can actually see the lap time difference between Oblator on the overlay in 5th position and De Heidi's 6th. You know, there's nearly 2 seconds in De Heidi's favour. If we jump back to... Oh no, beg your pardon. I was trying to jump back a couple of positions to see who was getting close to one another coming through turn 3, but whoever it is, it isn't Daewoo. Where's Doc? Oh, it was Doc actually that was one of the two cars in close proximity. Therefore, that must be Domino directly behind him. It is indeed. And that just shows that Domino has been closing in on Doc and actually getting away, or got away about a second in the last lap to Rigor. So Rigor is losing time against these two. Why are you saying that? Well, a rough guess. That's about 3.5 to 4 seconds separating the two now. So whenever I cut to these two at this point of the track, this is roughly the gap between them. Again, apologies for the fact that I'm having to guess what the gap is. Oops! Domino, that's almost certainly going to be a cut penalty. Yep, he's backed off there, I think. Or possibly not, he might have actually kept his foot in it. It looked like he'd actually jumped across the apex of turn 10. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Oh, he's coming in. Oh, Domino's coming in. I thought he was actually saving a slowdown penalty there. So Domino comes in from 2nd position in class. Stereo Gang is close to Didassi for what I think is 12th overall. Has Andrex come in yet? No. Andrex has continued in the lead of the GTE field. Oblator still carries on as well. Where does Dom come out? He's may well be in there a while. Still haven't hit the halfway stage in this race as yet. You can see the time at the top in 1:15 and a few seconds remaining, and that was a pretty quick stop for Domino. Sky is... where is he? He's coming around turn 12. So Domino will be out, should be out ahead of him. Just keeping an eye on the map there. You can see the white dot just coming over the line is Sky. Of course, Sky hasn't pitted yet. Or I assume he hasn't pitted. We haven't seen a pit marker next to his name. And indeed, Domino comes out in 3rd position, comfortably ahead of Sky. Let's see how Doc is doing, because he managed to shake off his tail due to Domino getting that cut track penalty. Doc, of course, has not been in the pits as yet. Where's Rigor? He's there, just coming around turn 12. And Doc, I think, is in. We've just lost somebody else. We're down to 14 drivers now, I think. Doc has indeed chosen now to come in. Is Rigor coming in as well? He does. The top 2 of the race coming in the pits at the same time. And of course no pit crew there for Doc. He has to service his own car. Rygaard gets a pit crew. So with a fairly big gap between themselves and Domino. Domino's just coming through the bus stop chicane. Doc isn't on the move yet. Neither is Rygaard. Somebody else coming into the pits. We'll get a pit marker on their name in a minute. And it is Darbu in the Ford. And Domino... Domino's just coming past the pits now. Doc is still there. So he is going to lose the lead. There he goes then. That was a long pit stop. And Rygaard is still stationary. So there's damage on that car. Sky's now come in. Bit of a flurry of pit stops then, as Didasi is close to someone. Who's he close to? Can't tell. Whoever it is right behind them. It's Cornwald. They're going to put a lap on him. Rygaard now comes out of the pits. What a catastrophic pit stop for him. But we did see Rygaard and Doc come together a few laps back. It was quite a few laps ago now. And Doc straight on that Stereo Gang's case. Try and get past him, and there he goes. So by what margin does Domino lead by? Domino's just coming through turn 6 as Doc is coming through turn 5. That's quite a big gap. So it's probably about 15 seconds worth of gap there or thereabouts. The Doc now finds himself having to close down. Sky's still stationary, so Sky's got a big problem to repair as well. And WhatsApp is in the Black Ligier. That sounds like Sky's underway. Yes, he does. So he's going to hang on to 4th, I assume. As these distance, these timing things. Oh, well, these timing things may well actually be right, but of course they don't include everybody. Oh, that's is that the Ferrari? That's going to be Henry Gordon then. Yep. So he's spun it on turn 6, and he's got himself back underway again. WhatsApp has got himself going. Not a bad stop for him. Henry Gordon is back underway. Where is Andrex? I'm assuming he has yet to come in. There's Oblator and DeHeidi are still 2nd and 3rd, but they must be right with one another now. As we jump to the Corvette, you can see he's coming through the bus stop chicane. The white dot ahead of him on the map is DeHeidi. Is Oblator rather. So that is, what's the gap there? That's 2.6. So each lap, DeHeidi's been closing in at least 1.5 seconds on Oblator. And then the next blue dot down the road, I believe, is Andrex. It is indeed. Andrex is going a long way in this race compared to the rest before his first stop. He could be trying to stop just the once. If he feels he has the fuel for it, then why the devil not? Where is Doc? He is come through turn 5. Now we've seen the advantages of the pit stop halts. He will of course be damage free now, so we'll be able to get his hammer down and try and close in the gaps between himself and Domino. Domino is cracky. He's a long way ahead though. He's still doing the 141s. Whole time is a 139, so Domino is still setting pretty reasonable laps. I think Domino has been in as well. So Doc's got it all to do on track. Rygaard is quite a long way down. He's 22 seconds down from Domino now. And with where's Doc in relation to that one? Pretty much bang in the middle. So as I was saying before, I thought he had about 15 seconds to close down. He may have closed down a little. He's got someone already ahead of him. Who's he got? That is Henry Gordon. No, that's Ferrari. That is going to be Darwin. No, wrong Ford. Brain's gone dead. Cornwald. Yeah, there we go. I don't know how many times I've forgotten that it's Cornwald in that coloured Ford. So again, just to get a reference point of the gap between Doc and Domino, Doc can now coming through turn 3, as you can see on the map, and there is Domino now coming up to turn 5. Now before, as I said before, after Doc's pit stop, Domino had made it to this corner, and I'd say he's increased that gap. Oh no, in hindsight he's probably maintained that gap. DeHeidi is now getting right close. So you can see with the exclamation mark next to her name, there he is, it's Oblator. for that third in the GTE class. Beautiful roar of that Corvette engine. Now going to be putting all the pressure on. I'd say he's been at least 1.5 seconds quicker than the Ford since his stop. Where is Andrex though? That's not Andrex. That's Andrex. There he is, just coming through turn 6 now. So he's going to be looking to want. Surely he's going to be looking to pit soon. It all depends on how much Heidi is held up by Oblator. As we start to get towards the halfway stage of this race, now people are going to start thinking about when they get into this position, do they attack, do they offend, do they just stay where they are? It now starts to become more of a consideration of I need to attack, because half the race, not quite, but half the race is nearly gone. Look at the tighter line that the Corvette's able to maintain through the bus stop. It looked like he jumped across the apex a little bit too much there from that camera angle. It'll be interesting to see if he backs off from the Ford. Doesn't look like he is. If anything, he's sizing up a move. They come across the line. That's going to be a pretty straightforward slipstream manoeuvre for the Corvette. So now comes side by side through and over the line, and before he even hits the braking point for turn 1, Heidi slips through into second place in class. Andrex has managed to get up to turn 3. It's nowhere near enough to pit and remain in the class lead, but he would have known that Heidi probably lost absolutely no time whatsoever. Back out to our LMP runners. There is Doc. Coming through the bus stop chicane is where he is. Domino is coming through turn 12. Still putting in the 140.4s. Rigor's now picked up the pace. He's doing 140.4s as well. We can only assume the Doc is in that mixture lap time wise as well. Oblator is got the mark on him, so he's trying to keep up with Heidi. Well, there you go. Look for yourself. Look at the gap that Heidi's got for himself. That's already 1.5 seconds, or coming up to be. And that Corvette is just going to disappear now from the Ford. And it does depend. If the Corvette's got to come in again, bear in mind he came in about 15 minutes ago. So it all depends on whether Heidi can maintain that pace for as long as he needs to do it. Let's run through our list then and see exactly who is where. Leading our LMP field currently is this man Domino. And a pretty lone... Oops, there's the Ferrari again. That's Henry Gordon. Losing it at turn 6. Last lap around 140.6 for Domino. His best being 140.0. Second is Doc. He's coming through that same turn. That's Didassi that he's just gone past. No idea what his last or best lap is because the game's not wanting to tell me. He comes through at turn 7. I hazard a guess he was about 15 or so seconds down from Domino. Domino is just coming through turn 7. Through turn 12 rather. As Doc is going through, that's quite a big gap. Really, that gap's gotten bigger. But only they will know that. Still plenty of time to go for something to happen. Third in class is Rigor. Actually, Domino was slower on that lap than he has been previously. Ratrug, hello my friend. How are you? Hope you are well, sir. Rigor then, third in class, coming over the line. He finds himself, he's closed in a bit from last time we checked the time. About 18 seconds now separates him and Domino. I am all good, thank you sir. Trying out, had some OBS trouble yesterday. It imploded when it updated, so I've tried some different settings. I'm hoping that the stream is coming out alright. It came out okay when I was testing it earlier, but it was very, very CPU demanding. I don't remember it being as bad before, but it seemed to be looking alright and importantly maintaining its frame rate. So please do inform me if it looks different to you. Ike Sky, haven't looked at him in quite a while. He finds himself about a minute down from Rigor. He's fourth in class, and Enders comes into the pits again. He's been through at least twice before, so he is. Oh, that is Stereo Gang in the green Aston just coming past him. One of the three in the timing bug, as you can see on the overlay. So Enders, I am having to assume he's last in the LMP class. On the main basis of I have absolutely no idea. This is what makes judging where somebody is very, very hard, because not many people are ever on the lead lap in an endurance race. And when you've got no indication of what position they're in, it's impossible to know how many laps they've done. Because this, as you can see, doesn't tell me. So only one person is on the lead lap at the moment, which is Domino. Oh, sorry, Domino and Doc. So Rigor and Sky are probably on the lead lap as well. Anyway, where were we? Wassap in the black Ligier finds himself fifth in class. He's got, that's the Ferrari you can hear, the sole Ferrari of the race. Henry Gordon, he's just having to navigate around. Duhaidi, our lead GTE, but technically that is Andrex, but Andrex hasn't pitted yet, and Macy still hasn't, and is still not doing so as Didassi comes in. Sounds like he's stalled. He did stall. Gordon's close to somebody. No, he's close to Stereo Gang. Stereo Gang's been struggling to maintain his rhythm. So Duhaidi is second in class behind Andrex. Andrex just coming through turn 3 in the Aston, whereas Duhaidi is just coming up to turn 3. He has been on a charge since his pit stop in the Corvette, and was leading the GTE class before the stop. But he did stop about 20 minutes ago, so I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Duhaidi come in again for a splash and dash. So he's got to charge and do well against the one-stoppers, who should be, anyone that hasn't pitted yet should be coming in pretty soon. Oblator in the Ford, third in class, and continues on his merry way. Gornwald, who's seen involved in a few incidents tonight, in his Ford. And fourth in the GTEs, there is Darbu in fifth position. There's Didassi, who has been in amongst the GTEs unfortunately all race long, has struggled to get to grips with that Ligier. Stereo Gang, with that is Henry Gordon. They're actually having a battle for track position. Looks like Stereo Gang's going to come in. I'm sure he's been in recently. He's got a bit of damage on that front left, the way that car is moving around. So that's another pit stop then for the green Aston, as Henry Gordon in the sole Ferrari. Oh, very, very deep. And Cornwald's in as well in his Ford. And that is all 14 of our runners. We started with 17, as we have now hit the halfway stage, or near as, damn it. And Andrex has finally come in that Aston Martin, bang on the halfway stage. He is going for a single stop, whereas I reckon Duhaidi is going to pit again. So don't discount the endurance racing ace as yet. Now let's check in with our LMP runners again. I wonder why I keep coming back to the LMP runners. Well, Doc was leading it for a while, quite a long while actually, and of course he is stuck in the timing bug. Domino is coming into turn 1. He's got a couple of GTEs ahead of him. There they are. Oh no, that's sorry, one GTE. Is that Sky is ahead of him? It is. That's fourth place Sky ahead, as Cornwald has come out of the pits in the Ford. So Domino is just come through turn 2, turn 3, whereas Doc, that's the wrong one, is coming up to that turn. So again, there's still quite a gap between those two Ligiers. Seem to be struggling then to close down the gap between himself and Dom. Dom has been setting some blistering lap times, starting to get close to the 139s again. But Dom, well, mind you, I was going to say Dom has got a couple of cars ahead, but one of them has just spun. wasn't Henry Gordon, he's coming in the pits. Endless apparently is coming up to someone. Oh, it's Andrex that he's coming up to. Of course, the game thinks they're fighting for position, the game still thinks they're on lap 1. So, a pretty decent stop then for Andrex. We'll see how that strategy unfolds as the second half of this race progresses. Now, the gap between Dom and Rigel has not changed a great deal. Still 18.5 seconds between second and third. I wasn't locked in a particular battle at the moment. There was Rigel has just gone past someone at the bus stop who has actually spun. Someone stationary there. We don't know who. It's not Sky. He's coming through turn 1 with that Stereo Gang has gone out of the way there. So we don't know who that was that had trouble at the bus stop. Where's Doc? There he is. Oh, that's not Doc. I keep doing that. I keep going to click a name and the name moves. Because, of course, I'm looking at the map. I glance across the name, and by the time that I've clicked, the name is shuffled around. Because these bottom 3 shuffle quite a lot. Now, I keep having to click between the likes of Doc and, or indeed anybody else, to figure out the gap between the two, and that gap is definitely increasing. That, I think, is Daru. It was indeed. It's gone out of Doc's way. Doc may well be kicking himself that he is in second at the moment. But that's the nature of the game. You can see he was leading for quite a considerable period of time as Didassi is in the pits again. This race has not gotten any easier for him as time has gone on. As Doc continues to lead. Quite comfortably at the moment, but as the fatigue starts to set in, it'll be very, very easy to bury the car in a very uncomfortable place. 1:39.7. Rigel is really charging now to close in that gap. It's still 20 seconds between himself and Domino, so if anything, it's gotten bigger over the last few laps. Despite the fact that Rigel has just done that 39.7, or did it last time around. That's not actually his best lap. He's already done 39.7. Earlier in the race, he only managed to do so, assuming that either Endless or Doc haven't done so themselves. Indeed, Assi's in the pit a very, very long time. It was 140.8 last time, so he did lose just under a tenth to Domino on that last time around. One of the Fords coming through, and we have lost Didassi. Didassi has decided to call it a day. Down to 13 runners now. As Henry Gordon comes in the Ferrari once again. From bad to disastrous for Henry Gordon, unfortunately. So again, a 3-minute lap. So I wonder whether he was the one that got stationary at the bus stop chicane. We will see. So Dom's just gone past somebody. That would be Sky. That's directly behind him. Jumper. This is the view. There's not a bad amount of cockpit view you get in the Ligier. Some of them are extremely constrictive. It's okay if you don't want to turn right. So yeah, we've got a bit of a bulkhead there, but yeah, some of them are not particularly comfortable. It doesn't look like Sky's able to kind of keep pace with Domino at the moment. Now, come into that turn 1. Ooh, a little bit deep there. It could just be the way this camera looks, to be fair. Turn 2 chicane, then that 3 right-hander. A little bit wide to get a bit more traction. Out of 3, then the left-hander of 4. To the 90-degree right 5. I do wonder whether Domino had gone a bit deep there, but I think he's just gone for a faster exit. Oops, as Sky was a little wide there. 3-6. Oh, he well held. The tail just got very, very lively then. And managed to hang on to that. That is, of course, going to lose him time on Rigor ahead. And through that long 7 down to the bus stop chicane. We've seen a few incidents happen there tonight. It's surprisingly difficult to keep a decent amount of knots through there. And that's how much one mistake can cost you, Rennie. 1.7 down. That'll be from when the tail kicked out at turn 6 for Sky. And then around long turn 12, as I'm using the corner numbers from the map I have, as Oblator, let's come in from 3rd in class. I'm assuming it's 3rd in class, as I'm not 100% sure where Andrex is. Where is Andrex? There he is, on the back straight. I'm assuming he's behind Oblator. So I'm surprised to see Oblator in again, because I'm pretty sure it was only about half an hour ago when Oblator came in, if that. So I'm not surprised to see him in again, but that could be, you know, a short middle stint. He's gone for a 2-stop strategy. Could go for a short middle and then a long last stint. As Darby is now coming up to someone. I'll be coming up to Oblator, of course. Oh, who was that Darby's nearby? It's a stereo gang in the green Aston. Oblator's actually still listed ahead of Darby, so they are on different laps then. And Oblator is away and WhatsApp is in. That was exceedingly quick. He came in and pretty much went again. And we have just lost someone. We are down to 12. That was WhatsApp we just lost, isn't it? Yeah, WhatsApp was obviously not happy with that pit stop. As Oblator now comes out with our ever dwindling field. Difficult to of course, WhatsApp is shown in white on the map there, but he is out of the race. I'm just double checking it's not the 3 in the timing book. Nope. It's getting quite difficult to keep the commentary going with the field now getting very, very small. That's someone's rear wing on the floor. Someone's having a bad day. Let's see if someone is very, very slow in front of Domino, who still leads the race. Sky not actually too far behind. And to be fair, the top 3 on the overlay there, you can see all of them within the 140s. But you're assuming Doc is in that time frame as well. There's someone directly behind him, but I think that's someone he's just passed for another lap. Must be, because I've left him for dead. So Domino now coming through turn 6. Yeah, again, that gap is changing very, very little between himself and Doc, as I'm estimating it about 15 or so, 15 to 20 seconds. It sounds like, yeah, that's quite a wide range, but it's so hard to judge just by, just visually, without having a clock of my own to know what that gap actually is. 50 minutes to go then in this 2 hours of Daytona. Where is Rigor? I believe he's still our fastest lap holder. He is indeed. Assuming Doc and Anders haven't done it, he's the only man to dip. Oh, that's a laggy Henry Gordon. He may well call it a day. He looks like he's parked it there on the. Oh no, he's going again. He is going again. Cornwalder's in the Ford. He's been in quite a few times. So Rigor is still 18 odd seconds down from Domino, so they've been pretty much matching each other for lap time. At the point he crossed the line, it was 15 seconds, so that gap hasn't changed a great deal in the last probably half an hour. Look at the top 3 on the board, and again I'm pretty confident to put Doc in that mixture as well. So the top 4 all lapping in the 140s. Yeah, again, if anything, that gap has grown between Domino and Doc, and not meaning to keep making a point of that. I'm just purely guessing now. Cornwall coming out of the pits. That's the green Aston of Stereo Gang. Having someone to play with. That will be 4. I'm thinking that is about 9th or so. Where is Hendricks? Is there. He'll be on the same lap as Deheidi and Obrador. Deheidi is absolutely miles ahead. He's just crossed the line. Obrador is actually about to lose a lap on Deheidi. Obrador's just gone through turn 1, so is Deheidi. There, you've just seen Obrador come out of the shot, so Deheidi is just alive. Andrex is just coming through onto turn 7, so assuming he's in second, and it has to be an assumption because I completely lost track of who's pitted and when. Deheidi is about to put a lap on Obrador. I can't tell you the last time I saw the Corvette this strong in an endurance race, so absolutely fair play to Deheidi for that. Let's have a look at the lap times actually for the GTEs. I've only got one person to scroll down to now. So Deheidi 1:43.5, the only person looks like to get anywhere close to 43. Of course, not knowing what Andrex's best lap time was. Yes, other than Andrex, no one else got anywhere close. Absolutely stunning. Look at Rigor again. Coming through turn 6. Still finds himself pretty much in the same gap to Domino as he has been since the stops. Where is Endless? Again, we don't know what lap Endless is on, so it makes it impossible for me to know what position he's actually in. On track, he's just behind Rigor, as Rigor's now coming through the bus stop, as Endless is... He's just come off of that turn 7. Deheidi has run over Wassup's car. He decided to have that particular stop, but that was exactly as I said. I thought Deheidi would have to come in again, and he's gone for a shorter middle stint. He came in with about 1:20, 1 hour 20 left on the clock. Now coming with 46 minutes to go. Well, no, I'm thinking about it. No, that is a slightly shorter middle stint. So this will give Andrex a chance to reclaim the lead, but that was a stunning lead that Deheidi had for himself. But he's going to have to be very heavy now. We're assuming that Andrex is on a single stop strategy. Where is Andrex? He is just coming on to turn 12. It's going to be interesting to see where he comes out. Deheidi's still stationary. So Andrex is going to... Oh, is he? So he is definitely going to take the GTE lead. It's all going to be down to whether he can hold on to it. So we have a race on our hands. Rigor is now getting back into 139s in the LMP field. Even still, he only gained 2/10 on Domino that time. So great effort for him. Andrex does indeed get back into the GTE field lead, as now Deheidi has got out of the... out of the pit lane, out of the speed restricted area, as he has a little bit of a jaunt across the grass. So Andrex is... where is he? He is just coming up to turn 5. Deheidi. Have a quick look here. 20-ish seconds. So it's a similar gap that Andrex has for himself over Deheidi. Actually, probably more that Andrex has over Deheidi that Domino has over Doc. That is, of course, assuming that Doc hasn't lost a lap somewhere. As far as I know, he's completely binned it and taken a whole lap to uncover his car. I highly doubt it. Domino's not actually too far behind the GTE leaders at the moment. That's Endless. Again, Doc, try as he may, it's lost time That's Sky right behind him. So it could actually be... Where's Rygar? Oh no. So I was just thinking... I wonder if he's behind Rygar. I don't think he is. I think he's actually just put a lap on Sky. Sky last time around in the 44s. Yeah, you can see how Doc is able to pull away from the blue Honda-powered Ligier. So where's Rygar? It's still way back from way back from Doc though. So the top four rather, have been lapping within a tenth, within a few tenths of one another. Oops, someone sat still. Is that Doc that sat still? Oh dear, we've lost Doc. Well, that answers that question. Doc has gone. What a shame. That is a great shame. We have lost. He started in second, led the race for a decent amount of laps, and is now out. What a great shame. And I would either connection or computer related, as his stream died earlier on. One can assume that he has had computer trouble. 11 cars left. Endurance racing does tend to have a pretty high attrition rate, but that at least means we don't have to keep guessing on where he is in relation to everybody else. No, Doc. What a shame. Yeah, I was trying to guess on your gap actually too, Domino. And I was hazarding a guess that you were between 15 and 20 seconds behind Domino for quite some time. Was that anywhere near right? As you were in my chat, you can now hopefully confirm to me. I think it's just 2 cars now on the lead lap. It is. It's Domino and Rygar, the only 2 on the lead lap. There was 12. Oh, okay. I was trying to count in my head the gap between the 2 pair of you, but was a little bit wrong. Domino continues to lead with Rygar crosses the line. We'll see what that gap is between the 2. About 15 and a half, so again that hasn't changed a great deal. Oh, you didn't take tyres on the pit stop. Sky, well, now everybody from second down elevated a position. Now in third. He's a lap down from the lead. He's the only one on his lap by the look of it. Indeed. To Heidi, we only have 4 LMP runners left. Not a clue where Endless is or what pace he is leading. So can't really comment on how he's doing. To Heidi is just absolutely blown the GTE field away. Andrex is... I think Andrex is still technically in the lead of the GTE field. And again, it's difficult to judge by what margin, probably kind of 20-second margin. But it's all going to be down to whether he can hang on. Right, so you were looking to pull in 9 seconds from your pit stop, Doc. Well, you've had a Verticom's fan in Frozen Rebel, keeping an eye on your progress in my stream. He has had a few choice words, as you can probably imagine. Oblator is currently third in the GT field, but look at the gap between himself and Heidi. You can actually see those 2, well, the top 3 are on the same lap in the GT field, which is lap 44, but Dawu is a lap down from that. Look at that, as Heidi coming round to 7. Oblator's only come through 4, so that is a stunning gap. That's actually 20 seconds there, so I would say Andrex has probably got half that ahead of De Heidi. There is Dewu, completely on his own position-wise. Actually, position-wise and car-wise, there was no one anywhere near him. Cornwald, we've seen him come through the pit a few times with a slightly rearranged Ford. Now finds himself in 9th place, assuming Endless is ahead of him. Stereo Gang. I think pretty much very few people are on the same lap as one another, with the exception of Domino and Rigel and De Heidi and Oblator. Oh, Dawu is just about on the same lap, but I think he's just about 2p lapped. Andrex is there. Where's Dawu? Oh, Dawu's just ahead of Andrex, so he is about to be lapped. You can see the Corvette of De Heidi in the background of that shot. And as the Ford comes around, will we see the Aston? No, not quite. We jump to Andrex, there he is. So he is about to put a lap onto Dawu. This is only the top two of both classes that are on the same lap as one another. Oh, your fastest lap with 1:39.3. Oh, goodness me. That again, as the timing bug shows, I don't know what previous and best lap you guys had set. And for some reason, Doc, you were stuck in that timing bug, so I had to kind of guess on what pace you were doing. And on that board, now Domino has managed to do a 1:39. So only 3 people had managed to do it. A great shame. Did you lost your stream pretty early on? What happened there? 1:39.9 last time around. Who's he coming up to? That would be Dawu? No, Oblator. There's Oblator he's coming up to. In the bus stop chicane. We should be able to get hold of him through onto turn 12. He's actually up on his best as well, goodness me. Rygot is pushing and pushing hard. As we are fast approaching the 3/4 mark in this race. And in comes Rygot. Well. Oh, I gotcha. Well, I must say, I did message you in the forums, but thanks for the shout out in your stream from yesterday's race. It's very much appreciated. And of course, you and your fans are always welcome over here. Very much appreciated, sir. So Rigor has come in. I wonder if Domino is going to do the same. Assumingly that's going to be a pretty quick splash and dash for Rigor. It is indeed. Assuming he's going to have that 30-second penalty lumped on. Well, he is going to have it lumped on, but whether anyone will think to disregard it. It was a one-off social race. That's very much appreciated, my friend. I must ask though, why are you known as Doc when you're Levi Rebel in your own stream? What's the story between the difference between the two names? I are curious. Domino's lost his lights. Not that he particularly needs them. Something weird's going on with the stream. Well, that's De Heidi that we can see ahead. I wonder why he's going around with his lights off. It's probably just a camera bug. It would be very odd at when it's this dark to wander around with no lights, but you can see how well the track's lit, so it doesn't. You really don't need them. The leader of the two classes. Oh dear! Look at the cracks on Domino. He's had an argument with something or someone. I don't know why he's got no lights. thought he was going to lose the tail end there. Oh, I gotcha. Simple pass, but it'd be easy. It'd be interesting to see what Domino's last lap was with that damage he now seems to have. That's far more interesting than why I'm known as Ranger Carrot and King-Kodiak. Right, let's see what Domino's last lap was. The one before that was 140. Rigor's, of course, 222 because he's just been through the pits. He comes to the line and he's coming in. That's going to be a very long stop if he's got that level of damage. Where's Rigor? He's got most of a lap to close down, so he's just coming through turn 5. Now there was about 18 or so seconds between the two pre-stop, but now Domino's got damage on that car. Rigor now coming through 6. Still got quite a long way to go. Hello there, Metal Gear Tiger. Nice for you to come along. You're welcome. And Domino did not hang around long. So a quick splash and dash. So if there is damage on that car, it is obviously not a lot. You can see the white dot on the map coming through. The bus stop is Rigor, so that's going to be a very, very healthy lead that Domino has for himself. Now it's all going to come down to if that damage on Domino's car is going to slow him down. It didn't seem to make much difference to his pit stop. As he now comes through turn 3. There's Rigor coming across the line. I don't think he did, Doc. I don't think he did take tyres. Now, the gap is just shy of 20 seconds again. It's all going to be down to whether he can hold on to it. Let's check in with our GTEs. Andrews is just coming across the line with, oh, I believe that is Darwood already ahead of him. Darwood, of course, a couple of laps down. There's Deheide. Deheide's coming up. Right, so we've got a battle for the GTE lead there. Board with Corvette. Comes through the chicane of 2. You just see further up. So we are now 3/4 of the way through this race, just 30 minutes to go. That's the gap that Andrex has for himself between himself and his lead rival in the GT field. The Corvette has not long gone through the pits. I don't think he took tyres on it. I think it was just a splash and dash. But the Corvette has had the pace of the GT field all race long. It's even quicker than his best lap so far. Ooh, don't go too deep into 6. Andrews is going to have a hell of a fight on his hands if he's going to try and keep that Corvette behind him. 157, of course, with Domino him having pitted, but he's lost time. He's lost time. That was 17 or so seconds between Rigor and Domino. I think Domino has got damage on that car. Rigor's got half an hour to do something about it as Sky now comes in. We have 4 LMPs left. Of course, I've got no idea where Endless is position-wise. But due to his very early pit stops, he had 2 pit stops within the first 15 minutes-ish of the race, so I'm pretty confident he's down at the back of the LMPs. It's definitely worth keeping an eye on the GTE battle. How's Andrex? Oh, Andrex, the tail that Aston did not want to stick. Coming through turn 1. It's Darwood that's directly ahead of Andrex, but that is going to cost him a bit of time. In the background, you just about saw the Corvette. You heard it coming up. Landing down through 4, up to 5. Sky's still in the pits. It's a big old stop for him. That is a big old stop. I at this stage of the race, it's a little bit surprising. There, you see the 2. 6 or 7 seconds, probably. Not even that. So there's probably less than 5 seconds between Andrex and De Heide. That fight is well and truly on. Now, gap on the front. Yeah, he's losing time. Domino is losing time. Look at that. He's lost 1.2 in that last lap. Rigor is now nailing the throttle. He's gaining quick enough to do it with time, with quite a bit of time in hand. Oh, you want to know about the range car name? It's really not that interesting. It's way back in the day when I used to subscribe to a popular PC gaming magazine. When they used to put online-only games on their cover disc, they used to offer a free 30-day dial-up subscription to AOL. That's how long ago we're talking here. And they used to have randomly paired together words for the username and password. And on one such cover disc, the username was Ranger, the password was Carrot. And that's where it came from. King-Kodiak name is even less exciting than that. It was originally Kodiak, came from the thesaurus. Too many people had it because Mech Warrior was a big game at the time. And so a friend of mine at the time decided to lump King on the front. And it has stuck ever since. Sting, you're a cat. Oh, what? Ranger Carrot? I'll be my guest. Oh, thank you, my dear. Oh, I have been dying for a drink for a while. My lovely wife has just come in from her babysitting and just handed me a bottle of my favourite beverage, which is good because I haven't had a drink all race long. Oh, my dog is now by my feet. Right. Right, that's the domestics dealt with. The Sky in the pit again. Oh dear, oh dear. And Stereo Gang in the Afton is out as well. Oh, did I need that drink, I tell you that. Right, where's Rigor? Where's Rigor? Where's Rigor? He's, I've missed him coming out of the... but again, there's another, what, 8/10 there or thereabouts between Rigor and Domino. Right, Domino's going to have to do something about it, but it depends how badly hit that car is. Right, where is Andrex and De Heide? That's where they are. So they've dispatched of Dawu. De Heide's, of course, third on the overlay, which isn't correct. Sky, having to come in the pit again, has dropped him behind De Heide. That is the GTE lead. And again, De Heide is setting fastest lap on fastest lap. Personal best and personal best. A little worrying that several drivers are having that kind of weird stuttering effect. I'm hoping I'm not lagging. It'll be slightly awkward. Another 7/10 out of the lead. Now, Rigor is still maintaining his rhythm. Is that going to be enough? Well, yeah, probably. It's 15 seconds-ish for him to close down. A weird blue misty effect. What I do is the sun is beginning to come up. If you actually jump on board, you'll see that it's dawn. Ooh, you actually saw Rigor jump out of the way there. The lobbies can indeed only hold 32, so there may well be two splits. It's also 32, and I think that would include me as well. So, also looking to team up with my counterpart, Danny Mitchell, who was my race director for the Nürburgring social endurance we did a week or so ago. looking to team up again. We will let you know what the outcome of that is. Right, so let's get back to Heidi, who is... There is Andrex on board with the Corvette. There is not a lot of time between the Corvette and the Aston now. And again, another fastest lap. Well, fastest sector, I should say. Fastest lap, a little presumptuous, but yeah, Andrex has got it all to do. I would imagine Andrex was hoping for a bigger gap when the pit stops rolled. You deserve to be, Doc. You're a fabulous racer. I really enjoyed racing against you in the Ginetta League. I make no apology for trying to kind of keep an eye on where you are to try and keep pace with you, but I generally have no hope. But we've lost another. We are down to 10 now. It was the third one that was stuck on the timing bug. You know what? I've completely forgotten. It does look like it's going to be a change of the lead in the GTEs. Andre's going to the inside. He's not going to make it easy. There's another 6/10 look off of the best time of the Corvette. So, no, he decided to fall back in line as Darbu comes back into the pits again. Now the offensive moves are going to have to start coming out. Oh, that Corvette. I would be surprised if Andrex is able to keep De Heide behind him, considering just how much faster that Corvette has been. You know, he had a stunning lead over the rest of his class before the first pit stops arose. You saw on the LMPs in the background. Oh, that gets very, very close. Always makes me kind of wince a little bit. Let's just go with the roof cam. Surely this is going to be an opportunity now for the Corvette to claim that GTE lead. And he's saying that Andrex is able to maintain a gap at the front. Can he do it there? Now he's decided not to have a lunge. He doesn't have to do anything silly. There's still 20 minutes to go, or 21 minutes to go. So taking each other off at this point is not going to do them any good. He doesn't have to risk a silly move, and looking at the gap at the top, only 1/10 difference this time, so Rigor has lost a bit of his initial pace difference, and Domino has picked it up a little bit, and now Andre's gone for a defensive move, but the track is simply too wide, and that is surely going to be a pass to the Corvette, unless the Aston can stick it on the inside of turn 1. He does! He's actually outbraked De Heide into turn 1, then just comes into the pits again. And still, Andrex, the endurance racing veteran, is making De Heide work for it. Into turn 5 again. Oh, goodness me, that Corvette is very, very close on the braking. Again, you can just see De Heide trying to find a way through. The defensive driving from Andrex is holding on strong at the moment. Back onto turn 7 as the sun now over the horizon, which means it'll smack the drivers straight in the face as they come through that banking. Surely now under slipstream, and no, he chose not to, and probably quite wise actually, not to throw it on the inside at the bus stop chicane. Oh, now surely now, slipstream for the Corvette. Andrex is sticking like glue to that inside line. You just see De Heide is not committing to that outside line. He commits to it a bit too late. Now, is this an indication that De Heide doesn't have the top end he needs to blast past the Aston? And again, Andrex has the inside line for turn 1, so it doesn't look like he's going to maintain the lead, which he does. this could go on all race long. We can hear that Ferrari. That's Henry Gordon, the only Ferrari has been in the race. Oh, that's made Andrews go too deep. That's a switch back then for the Corvette. But again, look at that. The Aston managed to get a decent drive out of turn 3, and still Andrex hangs on to the class lead. Again, keeping an eye on the gap at the top. 3/10 in Rigor's favour, but he's not going to do it at that rate. He needed the 1.5 second kind of pace difference he had early on. Sticking very much with this particular battle, as my graphics is going really bananas. I don't know what is going on there. Struggling to kind of decide where the shadows are going. Through turn 7 again. And again we saw De Heide back out of it, coming down towards the bus stop chicane again. And again he has another look, but the braking zone's not big enough to throw it on the inside because of how quickly you change direction through that section. He's hoping for a decent exit out of there. You need, because the top speed doesn't seem to be that much different between these two cars, he's relying on a decent exit to get past him as soon as possible. But again, Andrex sticking to the bottom of the banking curve. And here we go, he's topped out again. Yeah, you can see the Speedo's topped out. He's got nothing left at that stage. And again, Andrex stays in the middle, but can now De Heide outbrake him? No, he can't. Andrex remains, they're still side by side, and Andrex just maintains the class lead. As they've got Henry Gordon now coming up to be in the way. Oh, can the Corvette muscle his way past side by side through turn 3? Now the Corvette's going to find himself on the inside of 4. Andrex is going to try and hang on best he can to get an inside line of 5. Is it going to be enough? No, the Corvettes have spun it! Oh no! What a way for that battle to end! Oh no! Massive damage on the front of De Heide's car! Oh my goodness me, he's actually taken a slightly different route to get back on circuit. Oh my goodness me! De Heide has binned it. That's Henry Gordon throwing it away at that corner again. Oh, De Heide, he had the pace, but frustration and probably a fair bit of fatigue, to be fair, has taken over. Huge damage to the front of the Corvette, and that battle is done. Andrex is already halfway down the straight to the bus stop chicane, and that is done. I mean, look at that. That is a horribly rearranged Corvette. And you see how he's squirming around under braking now. That thing that'll be suspension damage in there as well. That thing is going to be a horrible car to drive now. What a shame. Let's jump back up to our LMPs there and let's see where they are. Well, there is Domino. 140.9 last time around. Rygo 140.6. They have got 15.5 minutes left for 15-ish seconds of gap. And yeah, De Heide's decided to come in and get that damage dealt with. And why not, I guess. He doesn't want to throw it too many times into the wall. No tyres on that car. Nope. So what is the gap as he comes over the line? Let's see. That's as De Heide's back underway. The gap now is 13.3 there or thereabouts between the top two LMPs. 0.6 this time. Rygo has gained over Domino. That's going to be, again, it's not enough. He's to gain the gap down. He's either going to rely on a mistake from Domino to lose a colossal amount of time, or he's now got to get back up to gaining a second a lap. Consistently each lap. We will see whether Rygo has that much extra pace or whether Domino makes a mistake to close that down. Oblator then moves up into what is actually 4th position. Keeping regular pace though. Oh, keeping up with his best. No sooner do I say that, he then goes a little bit deep at turn 6. There is De Heide. He's coming out of the pits. Of course, the bodywork damage will be pretty superficial. He'll have any suspension damage dealt with. He already seems to be back on the pace, but of course he's lost a colossal amount of time to Andrex as the Corvette comes around turn 7. The Aston of Andrex, as he gets a little bit twitchy into turn 1, he's 3/4 of a lap ahead. So Andrex can pretty much just ignore his top gear now and bring that car home for the endurance race win. And the lap time difference between the two LMPs, 5/10 this time. It's not going to be enough. Hello, Sky. I did realise, unfortunately, I hadn't worked out it was yourself that we'd lost from the race, but welcome to the stream. Of course, welcome. It was a shame. I hope you enjoyed your experience over with us at Apex Online Racing. It's always nice to see new names and faces come over to us and give us a go, etc., etc. Speaking of which, anyone wanting to get involved with Apex Online Racing, please head over to us, www.apexonlineracing.com. Have a look at the forums and have a look at what takes your fancy. Sign up and get involved. You may have crazy bears like me talking about your performance from the combox. Yeah, I think quite a few people were treating this as a warm-up to Friday's race in some way, shape or form. Now, Domino no doubt will be keeping an eye on the gap between himself and Rigor and realise that he doesn't have to push too hard, and that is probably where the cause of his damage has come from, pushing that a little bit too hard. 40.2, wow, he's still got a stunning amount of pace in that Ligier. Let's see what Rigor was able to do with Henry Gordon's Ferrari directly ahead of him. And it is the slipstream resistance, 139.6. Good 6/10's gone, but again, it's not going to be enough. Oh, and he's thrown it away in the entrance of turn 1. Whoa, and Henry Gordon's decided to go one step further. Is Andrex. There he is. I wonder for a minute whether he'd stopped, but it was just the way the camera angle that portrayed him. We're going to turn 7 with the race leader, so both class leaders in the same bit of track. And there is Domino. Here we can't quite see her in that shot. Let's go to that one. Through the bus stop again. We have got 10.5 minutes remaining here at Daytona. As Domino then goes to the outside to size past the Aston. And Andrex picking up a cheeky bit of slipstream. Perfectly entitled to do so. 40.8 for Domino. Rigor doesn't have the advantage of picking up a slipstream from anybody this time around. And he has done a 140.2, so has gained half a second. Going to have to rely on a bit more holding up by others if Rigor wants to get onto the top spot of the podium. So with Andrex leading the GTE, Oblator is now in second. Heidi's had a problem somewhere. He's lost about 12 seconds. Looking at the last lap times. So, and Heidi's 20 seconds behind Oblator. So there he is in that rear-range Corvette. 43.7. So he's still got the pace there, but not enough to get further up the podium for the GTE class. Dabu has just been passed by the Corvette, as you can see, with Cornwald just behind him on track, but is actually over a lap down from Dabu. We'll see what the timings here. They are not on the same lap. There they are. So David Head of Cornwall, Stereo Gang in the green Aston, on his own, with Henry Gordon in the Cell Ferrari, bring up the back of the field. And with Endless in there somewhere. That sounds awfully disingenuous, but it's just because the game, frustratingly, does not give me the tools to let me know properly where he is. Well, the tools are there, they just don't work properly. Less than 10 minutes to go then. That'll be approximately 9 laps. Well, probably not even that, actually 7 laps remaining here at Daytona for the race leader Domino. Oh dear, Rigel lost 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, so he had a big problem there. Probably pushing a little bit too hard to try and close that gap down. 140.0 for Domino. That's Stereo Gang. He is closing in on a little bit deep into 6, but you can take that corner deep to try and get a decent exit on it. And Stereo Gang very kindly getting out of the way of the race leader. He's not obliged to, but he knows there's no point holding him up. You can pretty much take it easy and not quite coast, but he doesn't have to push anywhere near as hard as he would have done normally. Rigel coming up to the Aston as previously mentioned. I think it's Andrex directly ahead of him. It is. Not a lot else I can mention at this point. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes I do run out of things to say with such a light field, and they are pretty spaced out now. We look at the timings, you can see now no one is on the same lap as one another. Rigel and Domino technically are, well, they are now as riders across the line. They're so far apart that they're of course not racing. Orbitor, to be fair, is only 4 laps down. Orbitor is he's second in class, because Andrex leads the GTE field as we know. So the top 3 of the GTEs are on the same lap. But again, they're nowhere near one another. You've got Andrex coming through turn 3. Orbitor rather is just coming over the line with the Heidi, not far away not far through the bus stop. And hello, Henry Gordon. You're still in server. How are you typing? It's 1 AM for you, my god, man. Oops. Your Ferrari got a little bit slippery there. To be fair, Sky, unfortunately I didn't get to see a great deal of you comparatively. There's Road Endurance Race, there has been a decent amount of battling going on. But because of the timing bugs, I was trying to concentrate on where Doc and Andrex were in comparison to the rest of the class, which meant I was doing a lot of this. A lot of hopping between them, trying to calculate manually in my head, and I was miles out as it was, where people were. So I didn't get to see a lot of you, I'm afraid, Sky. I think I caught that one. Again, you're talking about something that was like an hour and a half ago. There, Doc. 5 minutes to go of this race. Rigel really has backed off. 1:43 last time around. Picked up the pace again, 1:40.1, but finds himself just shy of 10 seconds behind the race leader. Domino leading the way. And by now the fatigue really is setting in, particularly as Henry mentioned, for some people it is the early hours of the morning. It's not quite that here in the UK. It is at the time of broadcasting it is 10 to 11. So getting pretty late for a school night. There is Andrex. Keep an eye on him. Coming around turn 5 with... Can't see who that is ahead of him. Oh, it's the other Aston. It's Stereo Gang. Should have known that by the sound. So they're getting to the point now where they're just like, come on, checkered flag, for God's sake. Andrex will be taking it very easy now with Oblator quite a long way back. He's going down to turn 6 now. As so Andrex will be really coasting now. 3.5 minutes to go. About 3 laps, give or take. Coming over the 141. Crikey, Rigor with a 139. Just gained 1.5 seconds there. He is not giving up, and fair play. Why should he? Is that his fastest lap? Not quite. He's already done a 139.6 previously. I think, Doc, you mentioned you had a 139.3, which would still be classed as the fastest lap of the race. Riker is still banking on a potential error from Domino.
Dog is joining in.
Even my dog wants in on the commentaries now. The battle between Riker and Domino may not yet be done if Domino makes a mistake somewhere. Gets caught out by a back marker as he now comes up on the back of Cornwald. We have a bit of a last lap showdown between our LMP leaders. We will see as the race develops. As Cornwald well and truly gets out of the way. As Domino comes across the line again. 2 laps to go. 140.3, so still a decent amount of time in his Ligier. There's Rigor. And a 141. Oh no! Andrex has lost it at the bus stop. Oh my goodness me! A rare mistake from the veteran. Did he jump or was he pushed? I mean, we didn't see. We just saw the proxy marker on his name and him in a very strange place. He either just completely lost it, or he's come a cropper against someone. Again, we don't know. We only saw the aftermath of it. Where is up? Oh, now there's not much, and he's coming in. Andrex is coming in the pits with less than 2 laps to go. He must be furious. So, and that's actually allowed Oblator through. Where's Dahidi? Dahidi's going to get him as well. Oh my goodness me. There is Andrex. He's still under pit limiter. The Corvette's now gone through. It could be a splash and dash, but either way he did spin, so I wonder if he picked up some damage, but then he didn't repair it. So yeah, it must have been a splash and dash, Doc. Well. What a shame. It would seem that as Domino's going to cross the line with 10 seconds still on the clock, and that will be our final lap. The checkered flag comes out now. The flag is out. 43 for Rigor, so he again lost 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds nearly, damn it, on that last lap alone, so 9.5 separates the top 2. Andrex has lost the GTE lead. Oblator now leads the way with Dahidi in second. Andrex, he's quite a way back from Dahidi as well. There doesn't appear to be any damage on the Aston, so he could have been looking for a splash and dash. Maybe he made a mistake at the bus stop, but more than likely he got rather caught out by someone. Domino comes onto that long turn 7 for the final time. And I would imagine by now very welcome of it, but you have to bear in mind that at this point on Friday there's still another 40 minutes of racing to go. But there'll be a lot more people for me to talk about. If we have 10 people remaining at the end of that race, then something has gone very drastically wrong. Let's follow Domino through them as he comes around turn 12. And he will very happily grab hold of that checkered flag. In his battered Ligier, the winner here for the 2 hours of Daytona is Domino. Rigel has just come past Gonwald to take that second spot. His last lap was that 140.0. Oblator has, where is he? Oh, no, he hasn't crossed the line yet. He's just coming around turn 7, so he's actually got quite some way to go before he crosses the line. Heidi is there. Where is Andrex? Again, he's just too far back. And he's still third in class. GTE is still having 7 cars in their class running. I'm trying to figure out which cars have actually crossed the line or not. But Oblator will actually cross the line in third position. And I'm sure he will be very, very happy with that. As Andrex now finds himself in 5th with Heidi. Heidi's come through the bus stop. And there it is then. Oblator in the Ford takes that third spot. The Corvette leading the GTEs for at least 2/3 of it. Having that massive shunt, dropping to third in class, and then taking second in the dying stages. And Andrex will cross the line, probably a disgruntled third. Dawu has just crossed the line. He is 4th in class. Cornwald crossed the line a while ago. Stereo Gang in 6th. Henry Gordon, there he is over the line in 7th. And we still don't know where Endless finished the race, and they are having fun to themselves. And that is everybody. That is all 10 remaining racers from our starting field of 17. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being with me throughout this broadcast. It has been a great pleasure to commentate on this particular race. We will see you right here for more AOR action. Thank you very much, and good night.